zeros and ones and zeros and ones and zeros and ones. Oh, okay, we're recording. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Kid Code Project, where basically kids learn how to program and become smarter than their parents. It's not too hard. All right, so to begin with, what we're going to do is we are going to be downloading and installing Microsoft's Visual Basic Express. So let's get started. Let's go. I'm going to be using Internet Explorer to get on the internet. You probably will be using Internet Explorer, maybe Chrome. You may even use like Firefox or something else. It doesn't really matter. It's really all the same. All right, and I am going to use the Google search engine because that is my favorite. You may have a different one that you like more, and that's okay too. I don't discriminate against search engines. I do, however, have a problem with one that runs so slow. Here we go. Now then, we're going to search for Visual Basic 2013 Express. Now, let me tell you why we're going to look for the Express version, because Express comes at a very good price. It's free. I love free. Now, here we go. If you look here on the search, you'll see that there's a lot of links going to Visual Studio. In fact, there's 7,910,000. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, but what's relevant to understand is that there are a lot of websites out there that have information about Visual Basic, okay? And some of them are blogs, and some of them are websites you can ask questions and have programmers answer your questions, and some of them are retail sites. But for our purposes, we want to get it from the source, the people that made it, and that is Microsoft right here, Microsoft. So let's click on this link. Now, when I clicked on it, you probably saw the title was Visual Studio and not Visual Basic. The reason for that is Visual Studio is a large package, a software package that comes from Microsoft. And in it is Visual Basic, but there's also Visual C++, their version of Java, there's a F#, there's a C# and stuff like that. But anyway, it's multiple programming languages in one package. We want Visual Basic, so we're just going to go ahead and get the entire package. Now, if you look at the screen, you'll see the way that this download center looks. Depending on when you perform your download, it may look different. Microsoft, like all other companies, is going to be changing their website the way it looks, right? I don't know, marketing people or something, I don't know. Anyway, it may look different, but it's going to be the same thing. Just make certain it's Microsoft where you get it from. That way you don't have any chances of getting any bugs or viruses. Now, let's talk about it, because I ran into this problem a little earlier. System requirements. You have to have the Windows operating system of 7 with the Service Pack 1, Windows 8 or higher, okay? Which means Vista and XP won't work. And the reason I know this is because I tried making this video earlier today using my personal computer that has Vista, and please don't make fun of me for that, and it didn't work, so I'm starting all over. So make certain you have either Windows 7 or Windows 8, okay? Now, you can select the language that you want it to be installed in. I'm assuming you're going to select English because you're listening to an English transmission from me, but if you want, you can use other languages. However, if you don't speak the language, I don't suggest it because you will get confused very fast. Ready, set, download. Now, there are two versions available. Okay, you got Visual Studios 2013. This is the desktop, right? This is kind of like a small version. This is the Express full version. This is what we want because we want all of the features. Let me move my webcam and click next. Now, this may take a little while for it to download because it is a huge, huge program. Now, it's asking me if I want Microsoft to allow pop-ups. Well, yeah, I do, because it's kind of important when you're downloading if your download pop-up doesn't show up. Okay, now I'm going to run. If you see here, it's asking me if I want to download this. Do I want to save it or run it? We're going to run it. And it begins. The security scan. And in just a moment, the download will begin. Here it comes. Now, while we wait, I'm going to answer a few questions, some of which you probably already have. Excuse me, my sinuses, the pollen this year is crazy. Is why Visual Basic? Why use it for your first programming language? Well, here's the reason. There are a lot of languages out there that you can learn to program in. You can learn, C#, C++, Java. I mean, there are literally thousands that are available. But the problem is that when you're beginning to learn to program, you really want to learn to program. And the Visual Studio product installs on your computer really easy. You just click a few buttons and it installs. In fact, if you look at the screen right here, you see that it's already beginning to process. Other programs like Ruby and Perl and TCL and Python and all those things, including Java, is really a pain in the neck to install. You have to go to multiple websites to install various pieces of it. It's just, they're nice programs, but for a beginner, not so great. And if you're wondering why I'm looking all over the screen, because I have a pretty good size screen here and I'm looking at it, but not that big. I'm getting old, my eyes are bad. Anyway, the reason I use Visual Studio is because, one, it installs very well, and also it has the basic package in it, which is the language you won't be using. And basic begins for basic actually stands for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instructional Code. First letter B for beginners, and that's you. It's great to begin with Visual Basic because once you learn the way that everything is structured, you will see that as you learn different languages, it's much easier. Also, it is very user-friendly. There's lots of really cool tools in it for debugging your programs and stuff that aren't available elsewhere. So let's see. It's updating. There it is. All right, now it's saying setup warning. This works best with Internet Explorer 10. I'm really not concerned about it. Continue. And now it's going to go there. Do I want to install it at this location? I always accept the default installation location. Now, I don't want to join their experience improvement program. What that is if you have issues with it, or if the program crashes, or if you have trouble with your computer, it will send the information on Microsoft. I'm sure that's useful to them. I just don't want to be the guy that does it. Do I want to give them permission? Sure, install it. Creating a restore point, and then off we go. Now back to what I was saying about Visual Basic. Is not only does it install really well and have really good tools, and once you learn it, you can look at other programs and kind of understand the way they work. The compiler system, which I'll explain that in later videos, is really user-friendly and really shows you the problems that you created where other systems don't. A good example, I'm reading a Java book right now, and there's 4 chapters on debugging and what to look for. With Visual Basic and Visual Studio System, you don't have to worry about it. It helps you do it. Okay, now the last question you're probably asking is, am I associated with Microsoft or anything to do with sales and Visual Basic? And the answer is no. Sorry, I just like their compiler. I know a lot of people have problems with Microsoft, but oh well. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pause the recording while this installs so you don't have to sit here watching blue dots dance on my screen. It's still going. I'll come back when something relevant comes up, guys. Okay, my computer has restarted. And fortunately, I was quick enough to save the video file before it did it. Otherwise, that would have been a waste of 2 hours of my life, and I would have not been very happy. Okay, so now that it's installed, let's go to Visual Studio Express. I find it under my start icon here. It may be on your computer up here on your desktop. My desktop isn't showing me my icons right now because I have them hidden from you, mainly to keep it from confusing you, really, because I've got way too many icons. I really need to clean that up. Let's start it. Here it goes. It's starting. It's loading a lot into memory right now. Load. It is loading the net framework. It's also loading a lot of the other elements that are part of Visual Studio. Now the first thing we're going to do is we are going to configure the system for Visual Basic, which is what we're going to be using. And that will take a few moments, and then it will go to the main screen, and that will be the end of this video, because really I just wanted this video to be installation for you and get you guys running. Now, with that said, just like the text at the beginning of the video said, this is not exciting stuff, but it's the boring stuff you got to do first before you can get anything else going. So there you go. Wow, it's taking a long time. Let's check the task manager. There we go. Never mind. Okay, Visual Studio automatically keep you signed in and sync your settings between devices, connect developer license. I'm going to say not now, maybe later. If you have a sign-in for Microsoft, like a Hotmail sign-in or anything like that, you can use that here, but it's not really relevant for us. So we're going to skip it. It's preparing it for the first use. And there goes those blue balls of intelligence. I wonder why they do that. You ever look on like a Droid phone where instead of having the blue balls, it goes in circles of arrows? Wish somebody could have something more creative. I don't know. Lasers. Flashing strobe lights to send you into a coma. Well, no, because it's pretty boring. In fact, I'm going to pause it for now. And we'll come back to it when this is done again. And okay, there you go. It has installed itself and has set itself up. Now, we did not actually have to set up the Visual Basic portion of it. The new system apparently does it for you automatically. That's very cool. This is the initial work screen of Visual Studios when you get started. Excuse me. And you are ready for the next video. Like I said in the beginning, boring stuff we got to do. Sorry. Anyway, the next video will be a little more exciting and you actually learn something relevant. And going the videos after that, we'll actually begin writing a program. And in your third video that we'll do, don't skip the second one. In the third video, we'll actually write a program. Promise. So there it is. I appreciate you for your time. If you like what you saw, click the like button below. Appreciate that every time you do it. And I will see you next time.